My next guest has got another awesome fight coming up here against Adrian Yanez, UFC 287, April 8th. It's Rob Font back here on the program. Rob, how are you?
Great, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, it's always good to talk to you. I actually should have corrected that intro. I should say Dad Rob Font. I know you just became a father. How's all that going, man?
It's been going great. It's going too smooth, man. I'm just knock on wood. Like, it's been going too smooth. The birth went smooth. She's such a chill, cool baby. Obviously she speaks to us. She's hungry. She lets us know if she got a dirty diaper or she wants to go to bed. She lets us know. If not that, she's just chilling, relaxing, just looking, observing everything, and just hanging out with us.
Nice and chill like her father. That's great, man. How has that changed your mindset? We hear from fighters, we hear about Dad Cerrone and, all these other things. Like, has that changed your whole outlook, not only on life, but in fighting specifically?
I would say I'm just like there's a lot of joy and happiness in the house. There's just like you're constantly just smiling, staring at her, and then it's like just a good feel, a lot of good feelings around the house.
Good. Yeah, good vibes going into this fight. Never fun to talk about a loss, but we got it real quick here, Chito Vera. But before we talk about the performance itself, what happened with the weight cut? I think some people were wondering about that.
Man, it was just bad timing, man. I obviously after the Aldo fight, we took some time off, and then I got my aunt invited us to go to the Bahamas, and it was like
There's a lot of good food over there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, whatever. And then it was kind of like, then the week of, however we get back, it's kind of like, obviously coming off a loss, wanting to get back in there to, to kind of revenge that loss. We get the call. It was kind of like, I was a naughty boy in the Bahamas. I was a little heavy. So like, we thought we could do it. It just, it came kind of close. We missed it by 2 pounds, and it was collectively like we thought we should take the fight. We collectively knew that it was kind of risky as far as the weight cut, and and that's what happened. Not necessarily, I guess, living like a civilian a little bit too much. Like necessarily, just not necessarily bullshitting and completely going crazy, but just living a little bit too much like a civilian, and not just consistently on that grind, consistently grinding out. And it happens quick. I would say I probably messed around for like 3 weeks and that caught up fast, and before you know it, we're back into camp, and it's more about making weight than actually training for the fight, and I won't make that mistake again.
So did that impact you a lot in the fight? Like, not only just like focusing a lot on the weight cut leading into the fight, but also during the fight, knowing that you'd missed weight? Like, I'm sure that played a bit of a role too.
I want to say no. I want to say maybe the only thing I gotta assume, and I don't know if it's true or not, I didn't take the shots as well. Obviously, but that's just, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe if I had cut the weight better, I could have took the shots a little better. But I don't think as I was fighting, I know as I was fighting, I wasn't necessarily thinking about the weight cut.
Right, that makes sense. And what did you learn the most from that performance? You've had a lot of time to kind of digest that one. What are you learning from that you're taking into this fight?
Yeah, it was rough because I outstruck myself as far as numbers on the fight. I was kind of winning each round towards the end of each round, and and it's just more of like not letting the pedal off, and or sometimes like throwing the punch. Some punches I didn't have to throw. Like he clipped me in that, I believe it's the second round, and I got up like I was down 10 rounds. And I was like, all right, I got to go back. I got to go get him. It was just more of like I could have slowed it down, rushed it. I didn't have to rush things, and obviously, the more output I did, the more opportunities he had to kind of take advantage of it. And I feel like that's exactly what he did. He was reading me. Obviously, I was a hurt guy in front of him throwing, and he was reading, and he capitalized on my mistakes. And I could have eliminated some of that by just not throwing as much as I did. I kept I think each round my output went up a little bit more, which is good if it was completely like hurting them. But if it's not really hurting them that well, we could have slowed it down and just kind of played the smarter, almost like boxer approach, where I just kind of pick and move, pick and move instead of just finish.
Yeah. No, well said. So this card's in Miami. You're originally from Florida. Any family coming out? You must be pretty excited about that.
It's gonna be great, man. We're going back to the Sunset State. Obviously, I didn't spend too much time in Miami, but I grew up in Tampa, Florida, for a couple of years, and it's only like I believe a 4-hour drive from Tampa to Miami. So we're gonna have some friends and family, some great weather, and yeah, it's Miami, man. Who doesn't love Miami?
Yeah. And then as far as Adrian Yanez as an opponent, so we were hearing rumors like late last year that you two were agreeing to fight. And I remember hearing those and thinking, Rob's not fighting. He's got a baby on the way. Like, what is all this about? Did that kind of bother you? Because I knew you couldn't, I know you'll fight anyone and fight at any time, but obviously with something like this, you know, you have to be there for your wife. So did that kind of annoy you that there were rumors out there saying that the fight wasn't happening and all this different stuff?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So when we obviously after the Cheeto fight, Tyson's big on recovery, and it was kind of like, listen, I don't care what they call about. He wouldn't even tell me if they did call, but like if they
Mhm.
call, we're not taking a fight until April. Like, give me that, and I was like, I got you. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. I believe we got offered. I could be wrong. I believe we got offered a Frankie Edgar fight.
Mhm.
Obviously, we turned in New York, and then that was like November or something like that. And then Adrian Yanez's name came up again, and it was kind of like again Tyson was like, listen, we're not. I don't know exactly what he told Sean,
Mhm.
but it doesn't matter. We're not fighting to April. And then it was one of those things. I think Sean, all right, he really understood like we're not going until April. And then he offered, all right, well, what about April 8th? And then we took the fight. I know he wanted to fight in Texas. Obviously, I would have wanted to fight in Boston as well. It wasn't necessarily the opponent. It wasn't necessarily the location either. It was just like we told him like we want, and then obviously the baby pop. Kathy being pregnant, and it just made more sense to kind of wait. So
Yeah.
we had in December, and it was kind of like now it's time. I feel good. I'm recovered. We stuck to a date. We didn't rush back. I know that. My team knows that. And and obviously, I didn't want to put Kathy through another camp like that. Obviously,
No.
having so it wasn't that. I get if I can understand if Adrian was a little frustrated not fighting in Texas, but I think he got a bigger opportunity in Miami, bigger stage. It could have been a main event type scenario in Texas, but like come on, man, like. And at that, like I still kind of got a bad taste about Texas in me about especially for the Calvin Cater Josh Emmett situation. So like
Right. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
we don't want to go back to Texas. So it's kind of like I had to deal with it too, and it was just more on like yeah, it was more on just like like wait until we wanted to fight again.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I more so meant the media there because I saw a lot of rumors going around. It wasn't even Adrian. Adrian's, not a guy that's really, saying stuff like that on social media. I just saw the media reporting that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Rob's not fighting. But anyways, that's aside the point. Okay, this is normally where I ask a fighter, how you match up against him. I mean, this is going to stay standing. I don't think there's any secret here. Both of you are great strikers. The one thing I was curious about, you've never been finished by knockout in the UFC, in your career. That's typically how Adrian wins his fights. I know you don't want to get hit a lot, but you are pretty durable, man. You and Cater, I don't know, there's something in the water in New England. You guys are tough to take out. How much of an advantage is that? Because he's used to going out there and finishing these guys.
Yeah, obviously, I definitely don't want to get into this rock and sock and robot
No.
type of, but can I do that? Yeah, but that's never smart. Especially with a guy like this, that he's finishing fights. He can hit. He's smooth. And he's on. I believe it's five in a row, right? Five in a
Mhm.
row.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of momentum behind him. Obviously, like I want to get in there and pick him apart. I want to take it down and submit him. Really, I kind of want to like or more like clip him, jump on top, and get a submission. I want to mix it up a little bit more. But I say that, and I probably stand straight the whole time. But um, you know, but I do want to mix it up a little bit. I want to keep it MMA. Sometimes I do get carried away with just boxing. A little more elbows, knees, kicks, mix it up a little bit more, and then look for that finish in between that. And if it's not there, don't force the finish. Don't force the output, and just be cool with just winning the fight. Sometimes I go too big and look for the finish. Obviously, he always looks for the finish in his couple fights. I don't see him if he doesn't get a finish in the first round or two. I don't see him getting tired. I still think he's going to stay focused. I still believe he's going to be there and and grind out a W. Especially I saw he fought when he fought Randy Costa. He was kind of losing that first round, and then you can see when he turns it up. And that's hard. It's hard, and especially when you're down like that. You can see when he turns it up and takes over the fight, and so like I can see how like it can be going bad for him, and he can quickly switch it up.
I know for training camp, you have two new additions to the team, Hugo Marquez, Connor Matthews. I'm sure you're working with Calvin. What does camp look like? We still have some time, obviously.
Yeah, it's been rough. You know, it's been a rough kind of like wrestling grind, jiu-jitsu grind with some bigger guys, some athletic guys. So yeah, like Hugo's a monster, man. Like having that guy on my back and or mounted or even against the wall, it's a long, hard day, and with just like creating space and getting them off balance is a huge win for me. Not alone just getting up, but like when I do get up, it's like going through hell, and then I gotta get back down and do it again. But guys like that, Connor is always athletic. He's real explosive. He doesn't get tired. He's always training, so he's one of those guys that just nonstop. Even if he is tired, he just kind of push throughs it, and he's mentally tough. So it's good to have guys like that around. Obviously Tom Pag's in the building. Nick's always in the building. We have a lot of up and coming guys coming into throughout the New England.
Which is a good mix. Nice to get those up and comers. You give that extra push, right? Which is great, man. That's awesome. How's this fight playing out? It's 3 rounds, right? So that's a little bit different. You're used to doing the 5 rounders. How's this one unfolding?
Yeah, obviously I do what I got to do to get my hand right, but I'm thinking second round submission.
Okay, I love it. Nice, quick, and easy. Sterling and Cejudo at the top of your division. Who's winning that fight? That's taking place May 6th, so about a month after you.
That's fun. It's a fun fight. I'm excited for the press conference. I think they're going to sell the hell out of that fight, and I'm going with the champ on this one.
Tell me you're watching Full Swing on Netflix. Tell me you're watching that series. Have you seen it?
Tyson just told me about it. I haven't watched it.
Rob, you'll fall in love with it. I know you just had a baby girl. That's probably the love of your life right now. You will fall in love with the show, man. If you love golf I've become this huge golf fan over the last 2 years. It is the best sports show, period, on television. I don't care what anyone says. I love it. It's amazing.
He's passionate about the F1 racing, and he said he's kind of like falling in love with golf like that because of this show, how they break it down.
Man.
The stories, I'm waiting to see it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, you got to watch it for sure. And have you got any golfing, or is that so far off your radar right now with being a dad in this camp that it's not even a thing?
Today was kind of nice. I was thinking about maybe seeing if I could squeeze into the range. If not, maybe I'm thinking Sunday, maybe hitting a simulator.
Okay.
But I've been haven't been golfing yet, but I got the little golf balls over there with the little.
There you go. Still keep him with it. I like it. We still got to do Top Golf in Vegas. One of these days we'll figure that out. I'm supposed to tee off on Sunday, but major frost delay. We might get snow in Vancouver this time of year, which is like very unheard of. So anyways, last question. Jose Aldo leaving the UFC. Are you kind of bummed you're not going to get a chance to fight him again?
No, I mean obviously he's a legend. Obviously. Maybe I can catch him in the boxing ring. I don't know. We'll see. But
there you go.
Yeah, I wasn't too bummed. I'm more happy for him. More happy he got the Hall of Fame retirement, and hopefully he gets some big checks out of these next couple of boxing fights. He's fighting Jeremy. Then is it true he's fighting Mayweather after that? Is that?
I think so, something like that. Yeah, I have to double check. It's hard to keep track these days. All these guys, ex MMA guys, taking boxing fights now, right? So.
Damn fight, maybe. Another boxer. Like obviously we were seeing the Jeremy Stevens thing happen, but it's still a good fight. And they basically boxed the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see him fight another boxer. But if he can get that Mayweather fight, get that check, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
and this fight's pretty cool, man. April 8th, UFC 287. It's right around the corner. Rob, thanks again. Anything you want to mention before we're out of here? I'll give you the last word.
Man, just tune in. It's going to be a banger. April 8th. Yes, don't blink.